Antarctica is a unique continent in that it does not have a native human population. Antarctica is the only continent with no permanent human habitation. There are, however, permanent human settlements, where scientists and support staff live for part of the year on a rotating basis. The Antarctic is a cold, remote area in the southern hemisphere encompassed by the Antarctic Convergence. The Antarctic Convergence is an uneven line of latitude where cold, northward flowing Antarctic waters meet the warmer waters of the world's oceans. The Antarctic covers approximately 20% of the southern hemisphere. Antarctica is the fifth largest continent in terms of total area. It is larger than both Oceania and Europe. Antarctica is a unique continent in that it does not have a native human population. There are no countries in Antarctica. 7 countries made defined claims to Antarctic territory prior to the Antarctic Treaty of 1959. The treaty does not legally recognize any claims. The Antarctic also includes island territories within the Antarctic Convergence. The islands of the Antarctic region are South Orkney Islands and South Shetland Islands, claimed by the United Kingdom, South Georgia and the South Sandwich Islands, administered by the United Kingdom and claimed by Argentina, Peter Island and Bouvet Island, claimed by Norway, Heard and McDonald Islands, claimed by Australia, and Scott Island and the Balleny Islands, claimed by New Zealand. The Antarctic ice sheet dominates the region. It is the largest single piece of ice on Earth. This ice sheet even extends beyond the continent when snow and ice are at their most extreme. The ice surface dramatically grows in size from about 3 million square kilometers, 1.2 million square miles, at the end of summer to about 19 million square kilometers, 7.3 million square miles, by winter. Ice sheet growth mainly occurs at the coastal ice shelves, primarily the Ross Ice Shelf and the Ron Ice Shelf. Ice shelves are floating sheets of ice that are connected to the continent. Glacial ice moves from the continent's interior to these lower elevation ice shelves at rates of 10 to 1,000 meters, 33 to 32,808 feet, per year. Antarctica has a number of mountain summits, including the Transantarctic Mountains, which divide the continent into eastern and western regions. A few of these summits reach altitudes of more than 4,500 meters, 14,764 feet. The elevation of the Antarctic ice sheet itself is about 2,000 meters, 6,562 feet, and reaches 4,000 meters, 13,123 feet, above sea level near the center of the continent. Without any ice, Antarctica would emerge as a giant peninsula and archipelago of mountainous islands, known as Lesser Antarctica, and a single large landmass about the size of Australia, known as Greater Antarctica. These regions have different geologies. Greater Antarctica, or East Antarctica, is composed of older, igneous and metamorphic rocks. Lesser Antarctica, or West Antarctica, is made up of younger, volcanic and sedimentary rock. Lesser Antarctica, in fact, is part of the Ring of Fire, a tectonically active area around the Pacific Ocean. Tectonic activity is the interaction of plates on Earth's crust, often resulting in earthquakes and volcanoes. Mount Erebus, located on Antarctica's Ross Island, is the southernmost active volcano on Earth. The majority of the islands and archipelagos of Lesser Antarctica are volcanic and heavily glaciated. They are also home to a number of high mountains. The oceans surrounding Antarctica provide an important physical component of the Antarctic region. The waters surrounding Antarctica are relatively deep, reaching 4,000 to 5,000 meters, 13,123 to 16,404 feet, in depth. Antarctica has an extremely cold, dry climate. Winter temperatures along Antarctica's coast generally range from -10 degrees to -30 degrees Celsius, 14 degrees to -22 degrees Fahrenheit. During the summer, coastal areas hover around 0 degrees Celsius, 32 degrees Fahrenheit, but can reach temperatures as high as 9 degrees Celsius, 48 degrees Fahrenheit. The Antarctic region has an important role in global climate processes. It is an integral part of Earth's heat balance. The heat balance, also called the energy balance, is the relationship between the amount of solar heat absorbed by Earth's atmosphere and the amount of heat reflected back into space. Antarctica has a larger role than most continents in maintaining Earth's heat balance. Ice is more reflective than land or water surfaces. The massive Antarctic ice sheet reflects a large amount of solar radiation away from Earth's surface. As global ice cover, ice sheets and glacier, decreases, the reflectivity of Earth's surface also decreases. This allows more incoming solar radiation to be absorbed by Earth's surface, causing an unequal heat balance linked to global warming, the current period of climate change. Interestingly, NASA scientists have found that climate change has actually caused more ice to form in some parts of Antarctica. They say this is happening because of new climate patterns caused by climate change. These patterns create a strong wind pattern called the polar vortex. Polar vortex winds lower temperatures in the Antarctic and have been building in strength in recent decades, as much as 15% since 1980. This effect is not seen throughout the Antarctic, however, and some parts are experiencing ice melt. The waters surrounding Antarctica are a key part of the ocean conveyor belt, the global system in which water circulates around the globe based on density and on currents. The cold waters surrounding Antarctica, known as the Antarctic bottom water, are so dense that they push against the ocean floor. The Antarctic bottom water causes warmer waters to rise, or upwell. Antarctic upwelling is so strong that it helps move water around the entire planet. This movement is aided by strong winds that circumnavigate Antarctica. Without the aid of the oceans around Antarctica, Earth's waters would not circulate in a balanced and efficient manner. The ocean, however, teems with fish and other marine life. In fact, the waters surrounding Antarctica are among the most diverse on the planet. Upwelling allows phytoplankton and algae to flourish. Thousands of species, such as krill, feed on the plankton. Fish and a large variety of marine mammals thrive in the cold Antarctic waters. Blue, Balanoptera musculus, fin, Balanoptera physalis, humpback, Megaptera novianglii, white, mink, Isii, Balanoptera borealis, and sperm whales, Visitor macrocephalus, have healthy populations in Antarctica. One of the apex, or top, predators in Antarctica is the leopard seal, Hydroga lectonix. The leopard seal is one of the most aggressive of all marine predators. This 3-meter, 9-foot, 400-kilogram, 882-pound animal has unusually long, sharp teeth, which it uses to tear into prey such as penguins and fish. The most familiar animal of Antarctica is probably the penguin. They have adapted to the cold, coastal waters. Their wings serve as flippers as they fly through the water in search of prey such as squid and fish. Their feathers retain a layer of air, helping them keep warm in the freezing water. While the Antarctic does not have permanent human residence, the region is a busy outpost for a variety of research scientists. These scientists work at government-supported research stations and come from dozens of different countries. The number of scientists conducting research varies throughout the year, from about 1,000 in winter to around 5,000 in summer. Researchers from a variety of scientific backgrounds study the Antarctic not only as a unique environment, but also as an indicator of broader global processes. Geographers map the surface of the world's coldest and most isolated continent. Meteorologists study climate patterns, including the ozone hole that hovers over the Antarctic. Climatologists track the history of Earth's climate using ice cores from Antarctica's pristine ice sheet. Marine biologists study the behavior of whales, seals, and squid. Astronomers make observations from Antarctica's interior because it offers the clearest view of space from Earth. Even astrobiologists, who study the possibility of life outside Earth's atmosphere, study materials found in the Antarctic. In 1984, a meteorite from Mars was found in Antarctica. The markings on this meteorite were similar to markings left by bacteria on Earth. If this meteorite, millions of years old, actually has the remains of Martian bacteria, it would be the only scientific evidence for life outside Earth. Antarctica is a unique cultural place that is best defined by daily life at its diverse research stations. McMurdo Station is a U.S. research center on the southern tip of Ross Island, a territory claimed by New Zealand. McMurdo is the largest station in Antarctica, capable of supporting 1,250 residents. Most of these residents are not scientists, but work to support station operations, construction, maintenance, and daily life. McMurdo has more than 80 buildings and operates like a small city. It has world-class laboratory and research facilities, but also a firehouse, dormitories, stores, and the continent's only ATM. Like all Antarctic research stations, McMurdo has a specific method of receiving necessary supplies. Once a year, cargo ships bring more than 5 million kilograms, 11 million pounds, of equipment and supplies, ranging from trucks and tractors to dry and frozen foods, to scientific instruments. These cargo ships can only reach Winter Quarters Bay, McMurdo's harbor, during summer, when the pack ice can be breached by U.S. Coast Guard icebreakers. Additional supplies and personnel are flown in from Christchurch, New Zealand, when weather permits. Base Esperanza, Argentina's largest Antarctic facility, is located in Hope Bay on the tip of the Antarctic Peninsula. The station is known for a number of Antarctica firsts. It is the birthplace of Emilio Marcos Palma, the first person to be born in Antarctica. Base Esperanza also houses the first Catholic chapel, 1976, and first school, 1978, built on the continent. In 1979, Base Esperanza became the continent's first shortwave radio broadcaster, connecting the research station with Argentina's continental territory. Davis Station is Australia's busiest scientific research station. It is located in an ice-free area known as the Vestfold Hills. Like most research stations in Antarctica, food is very important at Davis Station. Residents live and work closely together in facilities and outdoor environments that are often very monotonous. As such, food plays an important role in providing variety to residents like those at Davis Station. Food supplies are, however, very limited. The food supply for a year at Davis Station is rationed, per person per year. Residents live mostly on frozen and canned food. The chef is often thought of as one of the most important people at Davis Station. He or she must make sure to use all commodities in such a way that is both creative and sustainable. Some of the station's most important events revolve around the chef's creations, such as the Midwinter Dinner, a traditional, sumptuous feast first celebrated during the 1901 to 2004 British Antarctic expedition. Like many of Antarctica's research facilities, Davis Station has a hydroponic greenhouse. Hydroponics is the practice of growing plants with water and nutrients only. Hydroponics requires excellent gardeners because produce is grown without soil. Fresh produce adds variety and nutrition to Antarctic meals. The greenhouse also serves as a sunroom for sunlight-deprived residents, especially during the long winter months.